the law and will not sin. It is likewise us. When we are seeking to obey the word, the police that we have to fear is YaHuAH through the Ruach Mashiach. When we fear YaHuAH, we are less likely to sin. And it is very ironic that when we are dreaming about people in ourselves when we are in error, we dream and we see police coming to handcuff us, etc., or handcuff people. The Most High uses the same illustration. So when you fear YaHuAH, then you will get yourself in line so that you can walk in obedience to his word. So when you fear him, you are going to be utterly terrified of him. You are going to try to not disobey his commandments. Therefore, when the flesh is acting up and the flesh is demanding, the fear of YaHuAH is going to let us stop and say, no, 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 you're not getting what you want today. Because I am not going to get into any trouble with my father. But if we do not have that fear, what do you think happens to us? We just go ahead and do what we want to do, which is what happens in most of the world today in religion. People in religion do not fear YaHuAH. So what do? They invent things to say that they are righteous. So they do not seek out his truth. They do not seek out and say, you know what, let me find out what it means to fear YaHuAH, because I don't want to make any error. No, they invent religions, invent things to do. That's why you have 40,000 Christian denominations, and none of them is right. They invent things to do and justify themselves that I am a Pentecostal, I am Anglican, I am Methodist, I am Presbyterian, I am Church of God, I am this, I am that, and I am going to the kingdom. Not being afraid of YaHuAH to say, man, if I am wrong, I might not make it into the kingdom, so let me find out the truth. You understand? So this sinful man is the reason why we have to fear YaHuAH. If we don't fear YaHuAH, the sinful man is going to lure us into sin. We have to be afraid to sin. Now, would you believe that without the fear of YaHuAH, we cannot walk in his love? Cannot. Impossible. Sirach 25:12 says, the fear of YaHuAH is the beginning of his love. So his love does not begin in us unless we fear him. Let me say it again. Of his love and emunah, or faith, is the beginning of cleaving unto him. So you have to have that emunah, but you also have to have the fear of YaHuAH. Then he will love you and you will be able to cleave unto him. Now, what does it mean to fear him? We looked at the meaning of fear before. But let's see what it means to fear him. Psalm 119:120 says, my flesh trembleth for fear of thee, and I am afraid of thy judgments. That's what it means to fear YaHuAH. Our flesh has to tremble, utterly tremble for fear of YaHuAH. Why? We are afraid of his judgments. In other words, we are afraid if we do this, then he does that. We are afraid that if we do this, then he cuts us off. Can you imagine? We are here as believers, and we go into error, and the Most High says, okay, you know what, I will cut you off. And you know, when he cuts you off, no matter, nobody can plead for us. Nobody can come and ask him to change his mind and all of that. So we tremble, my flesh trembleth for thee, and I am afraid of thy judgments. Down in Isaiah 66, 1-2, it also tells us what it means, how he honors, how he looks to only to those who fear him. Isaiah 66, 1, thus saith YaHuAH, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye built for unto me? And where is the place of my rest? For all those things hath mine hand made, and all those things have been, saith YaHuAH. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor, and of a contrite ruach, and trembleth at my word. The Most High is telling us that those who are poor and of a humble ruach, and tremble at his word, these are the people he will look to. This is what I'm telling you about the importance of humbling yourself, of fearing YaHuAH. He says, trembleth at my word. What does it mean to tremble at his word? It means that he speaks. And when he speaks, we are so fearful. We are trembling, making sure that we obey his word. That is when the sinful man will not allow sin to overrule him. The sinful man that trembles at YaHuAH's word will not be overruled by sin, because as soon as he hears the word, he is going to try to obey, because he does not want to get on the wrong side of YaHuAH. Another thing, without the fear of YaHuAH, there is no wisdom. Psalms 111 verse 10, the fear of YaHuAH is the beginning of wisdom. So the fear of YaHuAH is where wisdom begins. Where wisdom begins. A good understanding of all they that do his commandments, his praise endureth forever. So if you fear him, you will get the wisdom to know that you must do his commandments. And there he tells you, you will have a good understanding. All right? Also, fear of YaHuAH is the beginning of wisdom. Without the fear of YaHuAH, there is no knowledge. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of YaHuAH is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So we see the fear of YaHuAH is the beginning of wisdom, and it is the beginning of knowledge. And we know Hosea 4:6 says what? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So without the fear of YaHuAH, we are going to be destroyed for lack of knowledge. Okay? So what about the fear of man? Because the question is, who do you fear? Because we know what's happening in this world today. We preach and we teach about the time of the end that we are in. Man setting up his beast system. And we know that eventually man is going to get really vicious. Man is going to get really vicious. And people are going to be they're going to start to lock down people eventually. People are going to be killed. It's going to get really bitter. But do we fear these men? Because we know the apostles and the disciples back in the days, the apostles and the disciples, they gave up their lives willingly to the authorities to be killed. Because they had the fear of YaHuAH. When you have the fear of YaHuAH, you will not fear man. Psalms 118 verse 6. YaHuAH is on my side. I will not fear what man can do unto me. YaHuAH is on my side. So when YaHuAH is on my side, how can I fear what man can do to me? Hebrews 13:5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have, for he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. So that we may boldly say, YaHuAH is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. When we fear YaHuAH, we will not fear man. When we truly fear YaHuAH, we will go through and not fear what man can do unto us. Now, why don't we fear man? Proverbs 19:23. The fear of YaHuAH tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. So when we fear YaHuAH, we have the confidence that no evil will befall us. Can you imagine that? Just think about how paradoxical the fear of YaHuAH is. You fear him, and you don't fear man, but you shall not be visited with evil. So in actuality, when we fear YaHuAH, YaHuAH gives us his protection. Because YaHuAH is like a father. When you fear your father, meaning whenever the father speaks, you obey him, the father will love you because you're not disobedient. You obey his words and his instructions whenever he gives it. It's the same thing with YaHuAH. He will even protect you from evil because you are obedient to him. All right? Now, when we fear YaHuAH, we have to be bold. And when man comes, it must be nothing. We cannot be fearful of man. Acts 9:29-31. This is speaking about Apostle Shaul. And he spake boldly in the name of the Master YaHuSHA, and disputed against the Grecians, but they went about to slay him. So Shaul was fearless when he was speaking, and he was disputing with the Greeks, but they went about to kill him. And what happened to him? Which when the brethren knew, they brought him down to Caesarea and sent him forth to Tarsus. So the Most High sent the brethren. The Most High sent the brethren to protect Shaul. Then 31 says, Then had the churches rest throughout all Yahudah and Galilee and Samaria, and were edified, and walking in the fear of YaHuAH, and in the comfort of Ruach HaKadosh were multiplied. You see, the assemblies, they sought to protect Shaul. The brethren protected Shaul, and that gave the churches rest because the churches were in the fear of YaHuAH. So we do not fear man. We fear YaHuAH and reap his benefits. That is a very important thing now. We tell you that it's the lack of fear of YaHuAH why there is false religion. It is because of the lack of the fear of YaHuAH why there is false religion. Had the world had the fear of YaHuAH, everyone would be in one accord in one place. Everyone would be following the same doctrine. But people do not fear YaHuAH, so people go about to invent doctrines. People go about to set up churches in order to gain. It was today, someone from Kenya, the Kenyans have a way of playing with YaHuAH in these last days. Too many of them have contacted me, and every time I just keep accepting their friend requests to see if anyone would be different. So far, it's only one out of maybe 20 or maybe more than 30 that I've seen that appears to be different, that appears to truly want the word. So one of them contacted me today with the usual line. Usual line is, how is your ministry? And we want to be, they would love to be in partnership with you. So this particular one today, I say partnership. What kind of partnership? He said, for you to set up an assembly in Kenya. So I said to him, set up an assembly in Kenya. So I said, so as to exploit people, to extract money from them. And he said, no, I'm not like the rest of them. I'm this and that. I said, so why is it the first thing that you told me about? It's about setting up assembly. And I went on. He said, okay. No, I said to him, now, how can you teach? And you yourself need to be taught. That's another thing. Too many of us online are teaching, and we actually do need to be taught. And this is it. There is no fear of YaHuAH. So everybody is going around trying to set up a business. Everybody's trying to benefit from YaHuAH. So because there is no fear of YaHuAH, this is why there are so many false doctrines. 1 Samuel 11 verse 7. And he took a yoke of oxen and hewed them in pieces and sent them throughout all the coast of Yashrael by the hand of messengers, saying, whosoever cometh not forth after Saul and after Samuel, so shall it be done unto his oxen. Now listen to this. And the fear of YaHuAH fell on the people, and they came out with one consent. You see that? When the fear of YaHuAH is upon us, then we can be in one consent. That is the only way we cannot come into one agreement with the truth, if people truly fear YaHuAH. But because they don't fear YaHuAH, when you try to come with the truth, people come with all sorts of excuses, all sorts of different things with different false religion. So I hope you got that. The fear of YaHuAH fell on the people, and they came out with one consent. Had Shaul not done what he had done, when they announced that, the people wouldn't even move. Alright? Now another thing about the fear of YaHuAH, that it makes us depart from sin. The fear of man keeps us in sin. Because when we fear man, we are anxious, and then we get into fearfulness, which is a big sin. So the fear of YaHuAH makes us depart from sin. Proverbs 16:6 says, by mercy and truth iniquity is purged, and by the fear of YaHuAH men depart from evil. So if it's puzzling you, and people are in evil and they can't depart, this is it. By the fear of YaHuAH men depart from evil. And then with provisions again, the Most High provides for us when we fear him. There is no want in them that fear YaHuAH. Sirach 40 verse 26, riches and strength lift up the heart, but the fear of YaHuAH is above them both. There is no want in the fear of YaHuAH, and it needeth not to seek help. You see that? If we fear YaHuAH, we are not going to want. If we fear YaHuAH, we will not even need to seek help. The Most High will be a very present help in times of trouble. Okay? So I just wanted to do a quick look at the fear of YaHuAH. 34 minutes. This is just an introduction because, yeah. Yeah, and you know, that is what I have for today, just for people to understand the need to fear YaHuAH and what happens when we do not fear him. Okay? All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom to you.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Oh, I really enjoyed today's program. Let me tell you something. This is what I've been telling people, shouting to people about, calling people for. This is exactly what we go out today to talk about. About the fear of YaHuAH, not the fear of anybody. Because some people are,
yes.
they fear the government, fear their political, all these people in power. But I read something
Yes.
The person that you are scared of. Ha! I'm telling you, someone that can punish someone you are scared of. Why are you scared of that person? No, thank you for that. We really appreciate. I love this topic. I love this topic. I love this topic. Yes, I love this topic. I pray may YaHuAH baruch you and strengthen you so that you can continue doing His will, doing the work of the Most High YaHuAH. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See you next time. See you next Monday.
Okay.
Shalom, 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 shalom.
Okay.
Let me tell you something, family. This is not just a topic that you can just look away for. This is a special topic.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High stays underneath His wings. Yeah, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High stays underneath His wings. Let's abide, stay under. We will abide, stay underneath His wings. Yeah. Surely He will come deliver me and cover me underneath His wings. Yeah. Surely He will come deliver me and cover me underneath His wings. Let's abide, stay under. We will abide, stay underneath His wings. Oh, 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 oh.
Let me say something to you today. Let me tell you something. The fear of the Most High YaHuAH is the first thing. The fear of the Most High YaHuAH is the first thing. There's nothing except it. No, let me tell you something. You know, we all jokes about the fear of the Most High YaHuAH.
Hear His voice and change your heart. Set apart under.
The fear of the Most High YaHuAH is the first thing that we have to handle, we have to take with caution. I know why everybody are not scared of the Most High YaHuAH. I know why everybody just do anyhow they like. Because of what that is what Christianity has told us. Oh, God is this, God is this. YaHuAH is different from God. They are different things, they are different things. YaHuAH is the Most High, the Almighty One, the Creator. You have to be scared of Him to an extent. Anytime you hear YaHuAH names, you have to start shivering. Because what? The name of the Most High YaHuAH is a special name. What are you not talking about? When we are talking about the fear of the Most High YaHuAH, it's a powerful thing. I used to say something. That is what we talk about on Saturday with our guest, with our sister Chris YaHuAH, when she read the book of Enoch, chapter 63. You can go back to the YouTube channel and listen to it. The book of Enoch, chapter 63, talks about all the rich people, powerful people, will be brought to judgment. YaHuAH will punish them. Oh, I'm telling you this. YaHuAH will punish them. There's no more powerful than the Most High. All these people that they tell you we are powerful, we are rich, they are going to be punished by the Most High, except they do the will of the Most High. There's no one powerful, there's no one as the Most High YaHuAH. That is why we keep shouting on the righteousness radio every time. Yes, I know a lot of people, you are not even scared of YaHuAH in any way. Even if we said come to listen, once you get there, you listen for a few minutes, you are tired. To listen to the word of the Most High, you are tired. I'm shouting. If you are not scared of the Most High, if you don't fear Him, how can you obey Him? Someone you are not scared of, someone you don't fear, how do you want to obey His commandment. Yes. When we are small, we are scared of our parents. We obey them. Do this, we have to do it. But if you and I are not scared of the Most High YaHuAH, how can we obey Him? How can we obey Him? That is what they are using against us. They give us all this false doctrine because what? It looks easy. To do all this false doctrine is easy. To worship God is easy, but to worship the Most High YaHuAH is not easy. I'm telling you, I can't lie to you. I can't. I'm not here to lie to you. We are not here on the Righteousness Radio, and YaHuAH is the Righteousness TV to lie to you. We are not here to lie to you. To worship Him, to worship the Most High YaHuAH is not easy because what? If you can't obey Him, don't worship Him. If you can't serve Him, obey His commandment, don't worship Him. Go back to worship the God. Go back. If you can't obey Him, you have to obey YaHuAH. You have to obey Him first. That is why we are here, fulfilling the promise of the Most High YaHuAH, shouting to people, proclaiming His word. I'm telling you, oh, the time is coming when everybody will start shouting, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know, we are sorry, we don't know. I'm shouting today. We are shouting on the Righteousness Radio. We are shouting. There is nothing like we don't know. We are sorry, we don't know. Because YaHuAH is going to ask you, don't you hear? We are shouting here because what? YaHuAH put us as a watchman, watching, and we have been shouting. In other words, to wake you up, to wake people up. Let me not tell you, the funniest thing is that if you know this truth, you have to call people as well. Because what? Once you know it, you have become a watchman as well. Anybody, everybody around you, you have to call them, talk to them. I'm using this to say shalom to everybody, shalom to everybody, shalom to everybody on the Righteousness Radio. And on YaHuAH is the Righteousness TV. That is our YouTube channel. Yes, and we are going to be live here on Wednesday again. Live here on the Righteousness Radio on Wednesday. If you want to join us on the Righteousness Radio, go to your Play Store or your Apple Store, download Zeno app. Go there and download Zeno app. Once you download it, it's not stressful. If you just press right or righteousness, instantly our radio is at the top. Can you imagine that? Our radio is at the top, at the first. Once you press the right choice, our radio is the first thing it's going to show. It's not about problems. Yes. Because YaHuAH knows that this radio is meant alone to proclaim His word. Download it, join us, share it with people, call people. Let everyone know. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, so that you can know, and turn on the notification button so that you can know anytime we are live. Yes, on YaHuAH is the Righteousness TV. I'm always happy anytime I'm talking about the word of YaHuAH. I'm always happy, I'm always happy, I'm always happy. Yes, and we are saying thanks to all our listeners, thanks to everybody that share. Yes, that share the word of YaHuAH, share the Righteousness Radio to people. We are very happy, we are very happy. We are saying thanks to everybody, and thanks to the Most High YaHuAH. Thanks to the Most High YaHuAH, our Father that gave us the privilege to be here today on the Righteousness Radio. Thanks to the Most High YaHuAH. And see you on Wednesday. I pray may YaHuAH Baruch everybody. Baruch everybody. Yes, may YaHuAH Baruch everybody. Obeying the word of YaHuAH, obeying YaHuAH is obeying His commandment. Once you fear Him, you are going to obey Him. You are going to obey His do's and don'ts. Because whoever we fear, we obey. Thank you, family. See you on Wednesday. Shalom, shalom, shalom.